Hello, I'm speaking to you today from our chapel here in North London, and this chapel, like many of the chapels in my community, has a map on the wall, and that's to help us remember in our prayer that when we come to prayer we're not disconnecting from the world, but we're connecting with the God who holds the world within, and that's so important to really bring our prayer to this suffering world. We're very aware at the moment of everything that's going on in the Ukraine, and at the same time with the Eucharist, to be believing in the middle of everything, believing in the resurrection and really praying that that resurrection be revealed. So today I wanted to talk to you, share in this reflection about the wilderness that we're entering into Lent. Is that invitation to enter the wilderness and reflect on the wilderness as a place of danger, discomfort, but also a place of meeting God. And we heard last Sunday, or in the first Sunday of Lent, this gospel from Luke. Filled with the Holy Spirit, Jesus left the Jordan and was led by the Spirit through the wilderness, being tempted there by the devil for 40 days. During that time he ate nothing, and at the end he was hungry. Jesus, what are you showing us? What are you telling us with this 40 days in the desert? Praying with this reading, I understand that Jesus is embracing his human condition, embracing our human condition, and that being in the desert he embraces vulnerability. Experiencing temptation, he embraces uncertainty. Going through hunger, he embraces emptiness, boredom. Lord, why do you embrace these things that we so often avoid? Vulnerability, uncertainty, hunger. These things are part and parcel of our human heart opening to God. They're part and parcel of our capacity to know God, to receive God, to be a place of a channel of grace. And that's where I find this hopefulness in the desert, that it can be a meeting place with our God who says, do not be afraid, I am with you. And there precisely the temptation that Jesus experiences to turn the stone to bread is kind of like a temptation to find a quick fix, to get rid of this hunger for a while. But getting rid of the hunger is also getting rid or lessening our openness to God. And Lent, therefore, is a moment to reflect, what are my quick fixes where I run away from my vulnerability? I know for myself this Lent I'm trying to look at my phone a bit less. And I think this is really helpful, but at the same time, we don't need to put the emphasis there, because sometimes people get the impression that Christianity is about moralising, it's about willpower, but we need to focus on the why, finding that spring in the desert, finding that miracle of friendship with God in our wilderness. And I think this is part of our gift of consecrated life for others. That we can be lives that, like Jesus, that embrace our human condition and discover there this spring in the desert, this spring of life. And this made me think of the reading of in Matthew 13. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which someone has found. He hides it again, goes off happy, sells everything he owns and buys the field. And this reading is often associated with consecrated life. And I confess sometimes I just see the surface of the field. I see my limitations, I see the limitations of my community, I fret about the usefulness of my ministry, and I think, why did I buy this field? But I discover that it's like the Lenten Easter rhythm, that we need to discover again and again the treasure hidden in the field. Discover again and again and long again and again to sell all and to buy the field, to be able to unearth that treasure. And that I pray this Lent that people can catch a glimpse of the treasure in our lives, and that we can again drink from the spring in the wilderness, and that give hope to us and to our church.